Hello dear students, welcome to the physics class. Well, in the last class we have discussed about velocity time graph. In today's class we will discuss about the acceleration time graph. So in an acceleration time graph, the acceleration is taken along y-axis and the time is taken along x-axis. So from this acceleration time graph we can find the change in speed of a body when a body is moving in a straight line path. So from the acceleration time graph we can find out the change in speed of a body. So here the change in speed of a body can be found out by using acceleration time graph by finding the area enclosed between the acceleration time graph and with the time axis. So since you know already the acceleration is equals to change in speed divided by time. So the change in speed can be calculated by change in speed is equals to acceleration into time. So here from the acceleration time graph we can find out the change in speed of a body at any certain interval of time. We can find out the area enclosed between acceleration time sketch with the time axis. So let us consider some situations. So first case is about when a body is at rest. When a body is at rest or when it is under in uniform motion or uniform velocity. When a body is at rest or when a body is moving with uniform velocity, then acceleration time graph is a straight line which is coinciding with the time axis. So this is an acceleration time graph. Acceleration is taken along y-axis and time is taken along x-axis. So when a body is at rest or when a body is moving with a uniform velocity, then the acceleration time graph is a straight line. That straight line is coinciding with the time axis. So this is the first case. When a body is at rest or it is in a uniform velocity, the acceleration time graph is a straight line coinciding with the time axis. So second case is about when a body is moving with uniform acceleration. When a body is moving with uniform acceleration. When a body is moving with uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration means equal change in velocity in an equal interval of time. So such type of motion of a body is said to be uniform acceleration. So in that case, when a body is moving with the uniform acceleration, in this case, the acceleration time graph is a straight line. Acceleration time graph for a uniform accelerated body is a straight line parallel to the time axis on the positive side of the acceleration axis. So this is the acceleration axis. So now this line PQ is an acceleration time graph for a uniformly accelerated motion of a body. So this PQ is an acceleration time graph which is parallel to the time axis on the positive side of the acceleration axis. So now when a body is moving with the uniform retardation. So the third case is about when a body is moving with the uniform retardation. So uniform retardation means the velocity of a body is changes or decreases equally in equal interval of time. That is called as uniform retardation. So in such case, the acceleration time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis, but it is on the negative side of the acceleration axis. So for a body moving with uniform retardation, the acceleration time graph is parallel to the time axis, but it is on the negative side of the acceleration axis. So this is the positive side and this is the negative side. And if a body is moving with non-uniform acceleration, then velocity of a body is continuously changes with the time. So in such case, the acceleration time graph is a curve of any shape. So in this case, when a body is moving with the non-uniform velocity, non-uniform acceleration, then in such case, the acceleration time graph is a curve which is of any shape. So these are the four conditions we have in the acceleration time graph. So that is first one, when a body is at rest or it is under a uniform motion, uniform velocity. Second one, when a body is moving with the uniform acceleration. Third one, when a body is moving with uniform retardation. And fourth one is when a body is moving with the non-uniform acceleration. So the next topic is about the motion under a gravity. Motion under gravity. Consider a freely falling body under a gravity. So then it moves with a uniform velocity or uniform acceleration of 9.8 meter per second square, or it is nearly equals to 10 meter per second square. When a body is freely falling towards the earth under a gravity, then it moves with a uniform acceleration of 9.8 meter per second square, which is nearly equals to 10 meter per second square. So when a body is projected vertically upwards, then that body is moving with a uniform retardation. So there, when a body is moving in vertically upward direction, its acceleration goes on decreasing with an equal amount in equal interval of time. So thus, for a freely falling body, it is considered as an example for motion under a gravity. So here, for a linear motion, when a body is moving in a straight line path, for a freely falling body, then we shall use the acceleration time graph to obtain the velocity time graph and as well as the displacement time graph. So when a body is moving in a linear motion, so then the acceleration time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. See, now a body is freely falling towards the surface due to its gravity. So it means its acceleration is uniform. So what is the acceleration here? That is 10 meter per second square. So after 1 second, the acceleration of a body is increases with an equal amount. After 2 seconds, it will be same. After 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and 5 seconds, the acceleration goes on increasing with an equal amount. So now if you join these points, you will get a straight line. So that straight line is parallel to the time axis. So now from each point, draw the perpendicular lines to the time axis. So now this is the acceleration time graph for a freely falling body. So this acceleration time graph can be used to find or to obtain the velocity time graph. So how to find out the velocity time graph? How to obtain the velocity time graph from this acceleration time graph? See, to find out the velocity, we need to find out the area enclosed between the acceleration time sketch with the time axis, or the area enclosed between a straight line with the time axis after each interval of time. See A, this point is A, B, C, D, E, F, and this is P, Q, R, S, T. So now from this acceleration time graph, we need to find out the velocity first. So how to find out the velocity? By finding the area enclosed between this straight line with the time axis after each second. So now first we should find out the velocity of a body after 1 second. So at that time 0 second, the velocity of that body is 0. So now we need to find out the velocity of a body after 1 second. Velocity after 1 second. So that is area of OABP. So what is this shape? This is the rectangle. So what is the area of rectangle? That is length into breadth. So what is the length here from here to here? That is 10. 10 into, what is the breadth? What is the time period here? That is 1. So 10 into 1, 10 meter per second. So this is the velocity of a body after 1 second. So next, velocity after 2 seconds. So that is area of OACQ. See this area. After 2 seconds, OACQ. OACQ. So that is, what is length? That is 10 into 2 seconds. We get 20 meter per second. So velocity after 3 seconds, area of OADR, this area. OADR is equals to 10 into 3, 30 meter per second. And the velocity after 4 seconds, that is area of OAES is equals to 10 into 4, that is 40 meter per second. And the velocity after 5 seconds, that is area of OAFT, that is 10 into 5, 50 meter per second. So this is the velocity of a body after each interval of time. After 1 second, after regular interval of time, these are the velocity we got. So by using this time and by using these velocities, now we can easily draw or we can easily plot the velocity time graph. So let us remember this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 meter per second represents the velocity after regular interval of time. So now we need to plot the velocity time graph for these values. So for velocity time graph, the velocity is taken along y-axis. It is in meter per second. The time is taken along x-axis. So it is in second. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now 5 seconds is enough. So what are the velocities we got in the previous case? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So now we should plot the velocity time graph for the data. After 1 second, what is the velocity? 10 meter per second. After 2 seconds, it is 20 meter per second. After 3 seconds, it is 30. After 4, it is 40. After 5, it is 50 meter per second. So join all these points, you will get a straight line from the origin. So that line is actually inclined to the time axis. So for a free falling body, the velocity time graph is a straight line inclined to the time axis. So just draw the perpendicular lines to the time axis as well as the velocity axis from each point. So now from this velocity time graph we can find the displacement time graph, or we can obtain the displacement time graph. Here the displacement can be find out by finding the area enclosed between the straight line with the time axis. So just you give the names here: O, A, B, C, D, E, it is P, Q, R, S, T. So now to find out the displacement, we need to find out the area enclosed after each second with this straight line. So now find out the displacement after 1 second. Displacement after 1 second, that is equals to, so that is equals to area of OAP. OAP is a triangle. Area of triangle OAP. So that is equals to, what is the formula for area of triangle? Half into base into height. So what is the base here? This OP is the base. So what is the diameter over there? 1 into 1. And what is the height? So AP is the height. It is equals to the 10. So 2 1 to 5. So here you got 5 meter displacement after 1 second. So displacement after 2 seconds, that is area of, from this point, area of triangle OBQ. Area of triangle, that is OBQ. Half into base from this point to this point, that is the time interval is 2. Into what is the displacement here? Sorry, height, that is equals to 20. So 2 1 2 10 so 10 2 20 meter. So displacement after 3 seconds, area of triangle from this point, area of triangle OCR. So look at this triangle OCR. Triangle OCR is equals to half into base. What is the base here? 3 seconds from here to here. 3 into what is the height, which is equals to 30. So 2 1 to 15 So 15 3 45 meter. And velocity after 4 seconds, area of triangle from this point, area of triangle ODS. ODS half into, so what is the base here? 4 into height, that is equals to 40. So 2 1 2 20, so 24 80 meter. Right? Half into base is 4 and height is 40. So 2 1 2 20 so 24 80. So next velocity after 5 seconds, that is equals to area of triangle OET. OET is equals to half into base from here to here, that is 5 into height. So this is the height. So it is equals to what? 50. So 2 1 2 25 so 25 5 125 meter. So these are the displacement covered by the body after each second. So after 1 second, the displacement covered by the body is 5 meter. So now from these values we can draw the displacement time graph after a regular interval of time. So let us draw, remember these values: 5, 20, 45, 80, 125. So for these values we need to plot the displacement time graph. So what are those values first? First value is 5, first right time, and the displacement. So time is after 1 second it is 5, after 2 seconds it is 25, sorry 20, after 3 seconds it is 45, after 4 seconds it is 80, after 5 seconds it is 125. So just plot the displacement time graph for this data. So this is time and this is the displacement along y-axis. So this is meter, it is in second. So just see, this is the origin. At this point the displacement and time both are 0. So after 1 second, 2 or 3, 4, 5. So here 5 are there, right? 5, 25. That means you need to take a scale here. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. So now after 1 second it is 5. The displacement is 5, right? So here somewhere you will get the displacement here. Next after 2 seconds the displacement is 20. So exactly here straight. After 3 seconds it is 45. So nearly in between 40 and 60. Here you may get 45, and after 4 seconds it is 80. After 5 seconds it is 125. So it is somewhere in between 120 and 140. Alright. So now just join all these points. So for a freely falling body, the displacement time graph is a curve. And here from this displacement time graph, it is related that, or we can say that the displacement is directly proportional to the square of the time period. So whatever the displacement is there, 5, 20, 45, 80, 125, it is directly proportional to the square of the time. So just you see here 1, so after 1 second it is 5. So if you make 1 square, you get 5. So 2 square is nothing but 4, then it is equals to 20. So 4 5 are 20. Next 3 square means 9. So 9 5 are 45. After next one is 4. 4 means 4 4 are 16. 16 5 are 80 is there. And next 25 5 are 125. So from these data we can say that the displacement is directly proportional to the square of the time. So if you plot the graph for those values and find out the slope, then you will get the slope of that displacement versus square of time is nearly half of the acceleration due to gravity. So let's plot the graph for those values. So here along y-axis we have taken the displacement, and along x-axis we have taken the square of time. So here it is 0. So 1 of 4, 9, 16 and 25. So here you get, so just you draw, just you write 40, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 and 140. So just you plot the graph for this displacement versus time square. So after 1 second it is 5, somewhere in between here. After 4 it is 20. After 9 it is 45. So after 16 seconds it is 80. So after 25 seconds it is 125. So if you join these points, you will get a straight line. So if you find out the slope here, so if you want to find out the slope, what you have to do? You have to select any 2 points. So now I will select these 2 points. So from these points, draw the perpendicular to the time axis as well as the displacement axis. So from these we can find out the slope. Slope is equals to, just you take any 2 points. So I will take these 2 points. So A, B, C. So name them as A, B, C. Slope is equals to, so displacement divided by time. So displacement is BC divided by, this is AC. So BC is how much? 80 minus, so what is this point? This is 45. So 80 minus 45. So what is AC here? 16 minus 9. 16 minus 9. So 80 minus 45, that is 35 divided by 16 minus 9, so that is 7. So 7 1 7 5. So 5 meter per second square. So when you calculated the slope here from this displacement versus time square graph, you got the slope as 5 meter per second. So which is exactly half of the acceleration due to gravity. So what is the value of acceleration due to gravity? So that is the value of G is nearly 10 meter per second. But what we got slope here, that is 5 meter per second. So which is half of that acceleration due to gravity. So the value of acceleration due to gravity can be obtained by doubling the displacement versus time square graph. So this is all about the acceleration time graph. So let me revise once again what I have explained today. So first we have plot the acceleration time graph for different cases when a body is at rest, when a body is moving with a uniform velocity, when a body is moving with uniform acceleration, when a body is moving with a uniform retardation, and when a body is moving with non-uniform accelerations. For all these cases, we have plotted the acceleration time graph. And from the acceleration time graph for a linear motion of a body, from the acceleration time graph, we can obtain the velocity time graph and the displacement time graph. So for each case, first if you want to plot the velocity time graph, we need to find out the velocity of an object after a certain interval of time by finding the area enclosed between acceleration time sketch with the time axis. Then from that we will get the velocity. So from the velocity values we can plot the velocity time graph. So after that, from the velocity time graph we can draw or we can plot the displacement time graph. So to plot the displacement time graph, first we need to find the displacement. How to find the displacement in velocity time graph? That is by finding the area enclosed between velocity time sketch and with the time axis. Next, from the velocity time graph we can find the displacement, as I told you already. So from the displacement time graph, there we will come to know that the displacement is directly proportional to the square of the time. So from that data, when you calculated the slope, we got the slope which is equals to half of the acceleration due to gravity. So this is what I have explained today. So up to here, the second part in motion in one dimension chapter is completed. So in the next class, I will explain about, I will start the third part of this chapter.